Hello and welcome back to Helldivers Loadout Roulette. We've already rolled our gear and our enemy, but for the sake of everything, let's go over it again. We have the Trailblazer Scout, so we have the Scout perk. We'll be able to sneak. That's really the advantage we have. Took the Breaker Helmet. The colors match. And then our helmet is Cresting Honor just for style points. We have the Las 5 Scythe primary, the Stun Lance secondary, and high explosive grenades. The grenades will be fine. Heavy armor pen's good. The Scythe should do fine. The Stun Lance I am very, very concerned about, because we're fighting the Automatons.
The galaxy awaits your salvation.
So, I will catch up with you in mission. So we're a little late joining this one. It's only 7 minutes, that's not a big deal. Yeah, they literally spawned in and that's about it. We're trying a air quote new stratagem. You guys haven't seen it on the channel yet. This is the STA X3 Wasp launcher. This is from Killzone. So we're gonna... Yeah, I like this. It's a pretty cool weapon. I wanted to test it out on these guys anyways. This armor, I don't know how I feel about it. I've always been iffy on light armor. The mobility is great, but also this perk is just... bleh. Help. Help, pimp down. Pimp down. I'm stuck. Ah, I don't want to have to die. Alright, let's try something. This is gonna hurt. Oh, this is really gonna hurt. I got out. If you haven't been following news for this game, though, people have been data mining quite a bit regarding... And, I mean, part of it's not even really data mining, part of it's just finding this stuff for... I'm drawing a blank now, which is always annoying. The weapon customization. And honestly, I've been waiting to finally... Oh, edge of the map. I've been waiting for something for weapon customization, because if you know the data mines, that was found a long time ago. It was actually the earliest iteration, which there has been work done, so that definitely shows promise, because it means that at least some devs are continuing to use this, or at least work on it, which is cool. You know, that gives hope, because this game definitely needs that customization. I feel like the current iteration, while it can work without weapon modding, I think you are going to see diminishing returns, because you would have to start selling just like modified guns, and that progressively becomes a hard sell. How do you convince people to buy, say, another Liberator? You really can't, especially if it's just like, hey, here's the Liberator with a drum. I think things like sights and magazine sizes, that's fine to change. There's a data mine thing showing... What was it? It was the Dominator gyrojet rifle, but it had like if you know what a beta CMAG is, it's usually on, like, M4, AR-15 pattern rifles. It looks like the gun, like the magazine is two big drums. It looks like balls. Like, the magazine actual feed is in the middle, so it looks like a really crude, you know, dick and balls. But they have that. And I was like, oh, that's cool, because that would be a nice modification to make the Dominator better. And they had, like, thermite rounds, which, take it or leave it. What we saw wasn't that impressive, but also it was a guy kind of cobbling together what he could. So it's definitely one of those, this is a work in progress, do not consider it the final product kind of deal. Which, to me, at least showed potential. You could have, like, poison gas rounds that maybe you don't deal as much on impact, but you deal, like, a small lingering cloud. Smaller than a grenade, but still discernible enough to actually warrant its use. But I was excited, because I was like, hey, that'd be really cool. I would really like to see that for stratagems as well. Because I really want to see, like, the machine guns get some more love and attention. Give them improved... That is a third nuke. Okay, hell bombs everywhere around here, apparently. But it'd be nice to get that extra assistance. Some of these stratagems have fallen off. Yeah, they offer their own value and stuff, but, like, the stalwart, or, like, the basic machine gun, the basic LMG, who uses the basic LMG anymore? At this point, you're using the HMG, or you're just not using one. God, I love Killzone so much. I love using Killzone weapons. What I'd really like to see is improved, like, cooling for energy weapons. Because the second I can get a better cooldown on these things, I would use energy weapons as a primary. Consistently. It's just right now they're so iffy that when I do have them, like now, I'm like, especially since they're prone to issues due to this map being a desert. Can I pull up modifiers? I cannot. But trust, there's modifiers. You know, desert planets, you build up heat faster. Which sucks. Because then these weapons suffer. Yes, you in theory have infinite ammo. You can make the argument like, oh, this is the balancing factor. Their damage is not strong enough to be like, yeah, this needs to be nerfed. Or needs to have a downside. Or if you're going to introduce downsides, give me counters. With the weapon rework, or weapon modding, I'd love to see armor rework, but that'll never happen. Because Arrowhead would be in such a precarious situation legally. Because you now have a situation where you have people who bought armor, and now you're changing the core aspect of the armor. If it no longer does the thing it's supposed to do because you rebuilt it, then people will be mad. I think I just killed that man.
Calling in reinforcements. Allied destroyer leaving squad.
Yeah, he kicked me. God, sensitive as hell. Oh, he accidentally shot it. Like, dude, have you seen this damn thing fire? It's not exactly a graceful weapon. Whatever, I'll manage this mission solo. Some people, though. That's the curse of kicking, is some people are so sensitive. It shows the guys never use this thing, because I thought I was locked on. I don't even think you can lock on to players. I think I was trying to hit the Berserker chainsaw guy, and it just so happened to ping him, like, oops. But yeah, armor reworks are rough, because I'd love to see some actually sweeping changes, like the Drone Master armor actually giving benefits to drones. Some of the armors, like some of the, I think it's Steel Veterans armor. One of the sets has like these targeting scanners on your armor. I'd love to see those actually improve lock-on times. You know, give some kind of like, essentially like a triangulation bonus, so that players use them and go, oh, okay, there's value to this, and actually want to use this stuff instead of just being like, it's another engineer armor. Because that's how I feel with a lot of the stuff, is it's just engineer armor again. And we get so many instances of it that the value of it drops off super hard. And especially when we have stuff like the Killzone armor that gives you like the 50% resist to all elemental damage types.
Found something!
It's hard to look at that and then look at something that we've seen, you know, a dozen times over, and just sit here and be like, yeah, this is totally, you know, worthwhile, guys. I see, especially Engineer, I see it again and again. I'm just like, dude, can we please move past this armor set? And I worry we're not really going to, because while we're getting new stuff like Siege Ready, I think it's they're too early in their release of these things to start really putting a bunch of armor out, and they're trying to add new damage types, or not new damage types, new armor perks for every new war bond. So we're not getting the doubling up. That is 2 hell bombs. I swear, is there like a modifier that's just like, yeah, all the ordnance, and it's just, we've increased the spawn rates of these? Because that's really what it's starting to feel like. I think they just hit one of those. The fact anyone is still alive astounds me. Just made me think of the scene in Scary Movie 3 where everybody's fighting, like all the gang members that Kevin Hart's character shows up with, which is like, I think it was like Red Man, I think Method Man was there, and a bunch of other rappers, and someone shoots an RPG and they all die, and the president just goes, "These people died fighting for their country. Send flowers to their bitches and hoes." Do I have a turret on deck? A rocket turret. Not what I want to see here. You know what? You guys, you see nothing. I'm just gonna toss that and hope for the best. Actually, the best was kind of delivered. Not gonna lie. That could have gone a whole lot worse than how that did. Oh, come on.
Fire in the hole!
Fine, we'll use the wasp and just mag dump. God, that's so cool. Hang on, where's our... Oh, I'm not even, like, heading towards the factory strider. That would explain why I'm like, where is this thing? Well, since we're not moving on it just yet, I'm just gonna resupply.
Down equipment package.
Can this actually hit a thing?
Outpost destroyed.
It can. A little weird, but just for the sake of showing you guys, we'll try the artillery mode too. If I can get a lock. That's fine. The artillery mode sucks. Just trust me on it. It's not good. It is one of the modes of all time.
You will never destroy our way of life!
Okay, cool. So we can go here, blow up this plant, and then if we're lucky, we can probably just like long bomb this thing and not really have to leave this position, which would be perfect. Oh, it's right there. In that case, we're just gonna set that up over there. I guess just dump everything. I'd say it's pretty effective, honestly. Considering I'm just kind of just dumping rounds and hoping for the best. Oh, I want that to land a little closer. What are we looking at? Still alive, not too keen on that.
Democracy's on its way.
Nothing more 500s can't solve. And it worked. Huzzah. We'll just make our way to exfil from here. Just gonna load up, destroy whatever's left. And I think we'll be good to go. Would have been nice if my team didn't just rage kick me, but whatever. Okay, so what is over here that's keeping it, like, flagged as red? It should just be, yeah. Should just be clearing as I get closer because the Strider's dead and there's no, like, bunkers or mortar stations or anything.
Proceed to extraction when ready. Freedom forever!
I mean, the most we have is, like, those guys. You know, I don't even care. Yeah, you knew I wasn't going to use this thing during this fight. Are you crazy? The fact I rolled this, the second I was rolling, because I roll weapon category and then I go into like what weapon. So it's for sidearms, it's like standard, melee, and then special. So I have a dice roller on my phone, I just roll a d3, and the second I hit that 2 and I went to melee, I'm like, I'm not gonna have fun with this. I will admit though, if I had rolled an SMG, I would have taken the projecting shield. Simply because at that point, I'm kind of benefiting from everything. That will hit there too, why not? But like the projection shield, it would work because then if I'm using all one-handed weapons,
Found something.
I'm getting just all benefit. I don't know how effective it'd be against these guys though. I feel like that's kind of a bit of a gambit. But I just remembered I was talking about weapon modding 10 minutes ago. But yeah, just thinking back, like weapon modding, I'd love to see that for a lot of stuff. Because people have said like the grenade pistol, it'd be nice to just switch grenade types, and I think being able to equip like even one other option would be cool. Being able to launch just like incendiaries would be very nice. Instead of being like, oh, here's the incendiary grenade pistol. Because then you're just bloating with not really necessary options. And if you really wanted to, this would be, honestly, this would be just out there. It'd be cool, but it'd be such a wild idea that I can't see Arrowhead doing it. But how many of you played Call of Duty Black Ops 4? Because if you didn't, I'll explain it. If you did, this will make sense too. The operator mods. For those who didn't play, operator mods were essentially mods that were exclusive to certain guns that did different effects. So there was one of the LMGs had like fat bullets, and it increased the hitbox of each round you fired. And stuff like that would be a cool addition to have. Just be like, hey, for this war bond, we're offering, this new weapon mod for this gun. It's a way to get around having to add new guns every time.
Found something.
At the same time, I can understand the argument of, isn't that kind of cheaping out? Because I would probably make that argument. So it's a mixed thing. It can work, it can be good, and it can make certain weapons have a standout effect, but it's definitely, it's one of the ideas of all time. I'm not going to sit here and be like, they need to do this is the bestest thing ever. No, I don't know, man. I'm just playing and pulling ideas out as I'm talking here.
Sending down sentry.
I'm just trying to think of ways that are able to provide additional value.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
I really have this question. What would the weapon modding require? Because you have people like me who are maxed out on mats, maxed out on metals, and are just kind of sitting here twiddling our thumbs. Now, do you add a new material? Do you add more metal stuff? Because you can make an argument for both cases. Being able to get more use out of materials is great, but you can also just add more upgrades. The problem there is the more upgrades you add to, like, our ship, that's just power creep. Because at what point is it absolutely broken. You can't keep giving us, you know, turret cooldown upgrades, otherwise these things are going to get slung out every 10 seconds. You can maybe do like, oh, we added more ammo. You can only do that maybe once or twice before that ends up incurring the same issue of, okay, now these things don't run out of ammo, and they essentially run their course and are either destroyed or hit the timer. So where do you go? I think they kind of screwed up the economy, because if you could modify stuff, if you could get like just different skills that you could slot in that cost resources to equip and unequip or whatever, I think that would be cool. Some armor upgrades, just different things, because right now some people like myself, we're just kind of sitting here waiting for something. Because I know in Helldivers 1, gotta go, it was from, you got scientific materials to upgrade stuff. So hopefully it's just that.
You have maintained our way of life.
But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.